Hey everyone, Ben here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. So I was drawn to pull a rune, well actually two, and we got our first one was Kenia's, and then we got Thuria's, which they kind of both tied into the same situation, or the same kind of energy, if we will. Uh, Trying to figure something out. Are we on the right path? Nothing's really coming through, no information. We may feel lost, misguided, like we're going down the wrong way. And just those two rune names at the end, we have Oz. And that kind of registered in me of, uh, do we even know what we're going after? I don't know if that takes place in that movie, but uh, we can just go with that idea that they all went on this journey for something. They were looking for something. And in the end, what we may be looking for isn't really what we need or what we wanted or what we expected it to be, or like the reward or the result of accomplishing this or gaining this knowledge or understanding this. And then we can look at Oz as the illusion, you know. So that can be really deep and really confusing depending on where this falls into your life. But what is this surrounding? When we have a need to know something, it depends on obviously what it's connected to. But there's a lack of some sort, there's a void inside of us. And when we know this, it gives us permission to feel what? To feel satisfied, to feel okay, to feel fulfilled, to feel what? And sorry, there's a little bugger in here that was a bit of a distraction. We can look at distractions in general. Uh, most things in life can be seen as distractions. The illusion that we're chasing after to gain some understanding, some peace of mind, constant validation, which is no blame here because we always are seeking that. Even if we don't think we are or trying to, in our mind, in our body, how we are living, we are constantly validating ourselves through the external. It may not always appear that way, but being stuck or in this place that we may find ourselves in, it's going to keep getting, I don't want to say worse, but like frustrating in our head that, the more I want to see it, the more I want to understand it, the more confused or the farther away it goes. I was going to grab a wild unknown archetype, and I can't really shuffle these because they don't pop out. So I'm just going to pull one off the top here once we move them around a bit to see what else we got going on here. How about there? So we got Storm. And we can look at this in a lot of different ways. We can look at it as destructive or not. It looks like there's a bit of fragmented parts of self here. And this can really touch on, uh, you know, on that Oz bit when we're yearning or looking for something. We are trying to correct an emotion or a feeling or an energy or an experience that we're having right now. We're trying to stop the feeling. We're trying to get to this stable place. And depending on where you're at, are you already fragmented? Have things already taken place that, uh, if we're going through, okay, if we're going through an awakening process or a reawakening, or further evolution here, we need to be broken down a bit to be put back together. And maybe that's this very uncomfortable, unknown experience where we're really looking for uh, parts or pieces to put this puzzle back together to feel whole or stable, contained energetically, emotionally, as well as in our physical. And this process is actually relearning ourselves. I think in the beginning, I forget how I worded it, but I said something along the line of, uh, what we're looking for isn't actually what we want or need at all, but it's presented that way. It looks that way. Yeah, we believe that this is going to make it okay. Uh, and there's a better way to say that, and I'm not sure. Uh, we'll look up the storm here in the book. Where are you? The storm. Possessing an energy much like that the Tarot's Tower card, the storm undoes all that is. Everything that was solid, known, and relied upon is stripped away by the winds of fate. The ground becomes the sky becomes the center, and then the center disappears. The storm is a great equalizer. No matter how far we've come on the path, no matter our age, wealth, or wisdom, we can't hide from its savage winds. Their disturbing howls stir anxiety and make it impossible to see and think straight. You must wait it out. If you try to fight the storm, you will lose. A better option is to seek temporary shelter and reliable friend. When all else fails, goes within. There, for a moment, you settle into the eye of the storm. So, all this defragmenting, it really feels like identity change. We do a lot of messages here like that. And that could also be that misleading or guiding force towards whatever it is that we feel like is going to, I don't want to lead with fulfillment. It could be that full. It could be that one and done. This is the way, this is what's going to do it for me. But as I said before, with all the fragmented pieces, it's a very unstable space. And if we listen to what the book said of waiting it out, trying to make choices to change how we're feeling internally, I at times can be destructive, but also are done for the feeling, done for a wound, if we will. And it doesn't have to be categorized that this is the wound and this is why I'm doing it. It is just, I don't feel uncomfortable and I need to feel some sort of control to create safety, in my space when we're seeking all these answers of where am I supposed to be going? What am I supposed to be doing? How am I supposed to be uh, progressing? Because obviously whatever's going on right now is not doing it. And I don't like that feeling. I want to change that. And that's completely understandable. So Last Judgment came out, and it came out as an avoidance and then moved to self-evaluation. And we can really look at this as initially it comes off as, neglecting to see the truth, and that's probably all we want to do. And maybe we're really placing it on the external as there's forces beyond me that are up against me. And that's a really tough place to be in at times when we're on a pretty good healing path. We're taking accountability for ourselves. And maybe we're at a place that, hey, I've done a lot here. I really dug into everything. I see enough. And I don't really feel like there's any reason for me to be experiencing what I'm experiencing. And at that time, we can put that energy or I don't want to say the blame, but the responsibility out onto external forces. What's really going on here? And what if at that time we look back and try to put this puzzle piece together to say, what else am I supposed to be seeing right now? That maybe on a much higher level, I am still creating this experience to see something else that I neglected to see, that I justified, that I was unable to see before because there was another wound in the way. I'm not I mean, at times that can be kind of annoying to say, what, I have to do more, I have to see more. And uh, we do go through that throughout life, but when is enough enough? I can agree with that. The Ace of Wands reversed, creative block. Uh, one of these runes also touched on that as being in a standstill, a stuck situation. I can't move forward. Sure, we could go backwards if we get into destructive patterns, but all we've ever been trying here is to move forward, get out of wherever we were in or at or been at, and uh, up against a wall. And it's really trying. It's annoying. Uh, my throat's really been bothering me here. I don't know if that little guy went in my mouth. It kind of feels like it. Something has got my throat. Something is silencing me, uh, or not hearing me, not respecting my voice or what I'm requesting. Ooh, I do not like that in my throat. Four of Wands reversed. Delayed festivities. This is me pushing through. Like, I really want to get up and hack up whatever this bug is in my throat, but I'm sticking through it. And what else could we do in this situation that we're in? Uh, it's painful. It's trying. The patience are probably up. I don't want to deal with this. I want to move forward. I want to feel comfortable again. I deserve this. I know what's coming. I know what's there for me, and it's still not here. And let's go back to the beginning where what we thought we needed to take place or to understand, to move forward, wasn't it. And like we're going down the wrong road. Do we believe that? Do we believe we're going down the wrong road? Or are we set in our ways that, yes, we are going the right way? It just hasn't surfaced yet. It hasn't been understood. It hasn't materialized yet. Because what if we're also in a place where we really need to confirm that this is what we want? And maybe we didn't want that in the end, but we thought we did because it was for a wound. It was to support that. It was to pacify that. And through this delay, we kind of unloaded this this wound. And the Magician reversed. Trickery. This is always the hardest game in our mind. When we, like at first, sometimes when I see that word, I jump to external forces. But we can do this very well ourselves. And in these positions, I think we're going back to just being honest with ourselves. Is this really what I want? Is this where I want to be or where I want to go? Is this going to bring me the fullest fulfillment? Or am I doing this for something else? Am I doing this for somebody else? Am I showing up in a way to appease others or my wound? Or am I heading towards this for me? Sure, this trickery can be from external forces, but at the same time, we are uh, learning how to navigate our way through it. We can give it energy. We can feed it. Uh, Remember, any of that stuff is just a seed. That thought of doubt, that thought of uh, this isn't for me, trying to rear us off our path, or how we perceive ourselves or how we show up. When that comes in from an external source, whether energetically or in person, it is just a seed. That seed doesn't grow unless we give it energy, unless we tend to it and we take care of it. It doesn't have any power unless we give it its power. And we can very easily if it's touching up against a wound or an insecurity or a fear or a lack. It's real. We have that inside of us, that fear. And uh, if they know that way in and they tickle it, we just water it and it can grow. We can also do that through ourself, through our wound, can be very manipulating as well in our mind to get what it wants to keep us in that place. In this standstill, uh, we really got to be honest with ourselves. We got to reflect a bit and take everything, put everything on the table. All of our insecurities that we know of, all of our wounds that we know about, what we really want to do. Do we have multiple ideas and options, but we knock some of them away because we see it as impossible or unattainable because of a wound or because of finances or whatever it's connected to? And really place everything there on the table and see, are we heading in the right direction? And if we are, well, then we stick it out and we keep pushing forward. And if we're not, then we start to redirect. Or we release the outcome or the direction and allow it to come to us. A Ten of Swords reversed, recovery. This kind of felt a bit emotional. We could say um, of releasing. It kind of felt like giving up, or like, man, I was going down the wrong road, or man, this really isn't for me. And maybe that is true, or maybe it's I thought this was the right way, and it's not because it was for a wound or an insecurity, and I thought it was something else, but it's really trying to save me type of thing. I feel really somber in this aspect. I didn't expect it to go this way, but we're gonna lead with it. So that's how that whole protection takes place, from the situation. Ten of Wands reversed, releasing these burdens. We got two endings here. Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands. We're releasing. It's over. Uh, like I said, I didn't get to finish that with that whole protection thing. So like here in this experience, we're feeling like we're getting screwed over, bent over. Why isn't this coming? Why isn't this working out? I can't go forward. I'm in a standstill here. And it's because we're focused on that outcome or that experience or that has to happen this way or however it is. It's very structured, it's categorized. And why did we want it in the first place? What was it going to do? Was it going to fill a void in us for an insecurity, for a wound, for a fear, for a lack? And maybe we healed that, but we didn't take that into consideration because the momentum, the driving force towards that goal or that experience initially was led by a wound. And through an experience, we healed that aspect by trying so hard to go through this standstill, this stagnation, that we got to this point that that's not really going to bring us the fulfillment that we want. It would have fed the wound, but we would have got there and we would have still been in that kind of, I need more. Life could be more. And that's tough. We can look at we wasted time or energy, or I really thought that this was for me. And it wasn't. And that's okay because you were taken care of in the end. The Empress reversed. Self-focus. I'm not looking at it in a negative way. Looking at as focusing on you. Maybe this did have to do with more people than just self. And we were doing things for them. And it wasn't really for us. But we thought by doing it for them, it was going to kind of give back to make us feel good type of situation. And we really got to kind of put ourselves front and center here on this situation uh, which at times, depending on who you are, can feel very selfish. But it's not that case at all. We got to put ourselves first to be in a good, great space before we lift everybody else up or have them win. Otherwise, we're just an accessory to their life and we're not living ours at all. I'm going to leave this here. I don't know if it made any sense. Hopefully it did. We'll talk to you all later. If it resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you need more help with it, check out oceanprizes.com. See ya.